How'd you finally wind up in the WWF?
They fired Tony Atlas, and the old man was still living, Senior.
Right.
And he didn't know. He knew I was in Oregon. Didn't know how to get in touch with me, and he had called my mother-in-law. And I wasn't speaking to her at the time, so she called me and I hung up. And then she called back and got in touch with her daughter and said, "Call Vince." And I didn't call him for a week. And she called back again. And I called Vince and he asked me if I wanted to come in. So those days you go in and do TV first.
Right.
So I went in and did 2 or 3 TVs, and then
Hamburg probably, or Allentown or something?
Allentown and Harrisburg.
Right.
Hamburg, you were right, whatever you call it. And then went in and did the TVs 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and then went in.
Why did Tony get fired? Drugs or?
Who knows?
Just.
I was with him and he got fired 4 times.
Oh, wow.
Vince told him, "You got $1 million body and a 5-cent brain."
Huh.
And never said anything was so true.
All right. Now, as far as Vince Sr., what was he like, and what were your initial impressions when you first got there?
Nervous, because now you're in the big time, Madison Square Garden, and I knew I had some shoes to fill.
Right.
Not Atlas's, because he couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time.
Were you paired right away with Tony, or when you came?
No,
out?
Tony was fine.
He was already gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the pressure's on. And they're telling me, "We want an Afro-American, we watch you work, we want you to shuffle, we love your drop kicks," and I got to suck it up and go.
Right.
So I did,
Speaking of your drop kicks, how did you perfect that? Because I remember watching it back in the day.
Just, I did that with a punching bag.
Right.
In the middle of the ring. And I pull the bag up, pull it up, I throw the jabs, boom, 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 then the punching bag, a little shuffle, pull it up. Practice that hours at a time.
You think that was one of your best moves?
It was the only one. Yeah. But I enjoyed that.
Right.
I enjoyed the jabs and I enjoyed so I took those moves. I never did a move I didn't like.
When you first got there, did they promise you anything?
So I'd make a good living. Vince Jr. called me in the room in Boston Gardens. And he goes, "We're very impressed with you." And I go, "Yeah, here goes the BS." Because you hear it.
Right.
He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." I said, but I was humble. Not a hind kisser, but humble. And I said, "I appreciate all you're doing." Because then he said, "Keep working the way you work." And I said, "Okay." But they give you that incentive to,
Right.
And I had some heavy boys in there. I got Snuka, you got Hogan, and but you got Morocco, you got Morales, but everybody knew the position. So I went in there and then they started on Rocky, you know that.
Right.
And the way it went. And I'd like to think I got over pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Vince Sr., was he good to you in the beginning,
Fantastic. Come up and talk to you. He'd make you feel like you were somebody.
Right.
And that's what it was all about.
What about Vince Jr.? What was he like before he got power?
He'd let you know what time it was.
Right.
Don't tell me, I'll tell you.
Huh.
But I will say one thing on his behalf. He did treat you fair and square.
Right.
And if you had a problem, he would tell you. "You're getting a little lazy, Rock." I said, "What do you mean getting?" So, And we had the same birthdays, and we're the same age.
You and Junior?
Yeah.
Huh. Wow. Memories of Bob Backlund?
Howdy doody. Good guy. And always by himself. Never rode with anybody. Never traveled with anybody. He'd be up 4 o'clock in the morning doing his step up on the bed. And Bob was hard to describe. I don't know if wanted to travel by himself or why. A lot of guys took Bob wrong. They took him because, hey, he was better than us. He didn't want to travel with us. Bob wanted to stay out of trouble.
Right.
Didn't want to travel with anybody. He always had a smile on his face. He would walk in the dressing room and he'd shake hands with everybody. Every single night.
Huh.
Always had that smile. But don't ask him for a ride. He never stayed where the boys stayed. Never. I've never seen him at the same hotel.
Wow.
"Hey, Bob." "Hey, by golly, how are you?" Yeah, that's Bob. I was Bob. We used to call him Howdy Doody.
Right.
That's right. But Bob was a good guy, but you can't blame him for that. But like I said, a lot of the boys, especially Lou, old band on them, they took him wrong.
Right.
What's this guy, Lou? What's this guy here? Dude, look at that alone, he ain't gone away.
How much heat did Lou have on him? Because obviously today from the Q&A, he's very loud and vocal. Did he ever get on any of the boys' nerves where they wanted to kill him?
Get on your nerves. After 10 minutes to get on my nerves today.
Right.
But Lou is Lou. Lou is the happiest guy in the world.
Right.
You know, Lou has to have the limelight. Whether he's 40 years old or whether he's 100. 40 years from now, Lou will want that limelight, you know.
Right.
See how he's getting on Snuka? That's Lou. But, you know, Lou would give you the shirt off his back.
Who were your traveling partners during this time? Who'd you travel with?
Pedro Morales, and I was trying to travel with Pedro Morales and Ivan Putski. Now we brought Atlas back in. We got a deal here. We're going to be the Soul Patrol.
Right.
So Atlas come back in. So it's supposed to be the four of us. But now him and Putski can't get along.
Why is that?
You tell me. Because Putski's 5'2", he can't keep his mouth shut. Atlas is not all there. And he couldn't keep his mouth shut. I'm pulling over every 15 minutes. Cops are pulling up behind me. You know, Tony's got joints sticking out each ear on the outside. And I'm going, oh my God, I'm going to jail. And Putski is the most sassiest. You know, it was ridiculous.
Wow. It seemed like the WWF at this time was full of guys you had worked with over your career. How close was the locker room at this time?
Not very close.
Really? Why is that?
Too much animosity. Too much. Like, I was close with Hogan, and Hogan was a great guy. Everybody knew the positions, but Putski was jealous because Atlas could bench press 10 pounds more than him. And Putski's telling Tony, my legs are bigger than yours. Just Mickey Mouse, kid stuff.
Right.
You know, and then you got somebody here edging it on.
Huh.
You know, doing, oh, no, you know, and oh. Then nobody wants to give nobody a ride. So, you know.
Do you have any good road stories or rib stories from back then?
They didn't rib a lot because there's too much. Fuji's ribbing everybody.
Huh.
You know, put bananas in your tailpipe, hooking the chains to your bumper and wrapping it around posters. Oh, then he would go tell Tony that Putski did it. Right. You know, he'd go tell Putski Tony did this.
Good stuff.
Finally, what had happened when Fuji put the honey in Tony's cowboy boots, the Gardens.
Right.
Then finally, Vince had to have a meeting. Said that's it. Then they took the Piper's bagpipes and stuffed them full of toilet paper. He's in the ring going, you know, it's on TV. Right. Finally, they had to have a meeting. Said that's it. And this guy ribs the other. Too carried away.
What about Jimmy Snuka? What was he like outside the ring?
Jimmy was the same as inside.
Right.
You have to tell him what day it was, which way he was going. Jimmy said, brother, Jimmy was great. So Jimmy, you're going that way. Okay. He missed the town by 50 miles. Jimmy was great.
When the whole incident with the girl and him, did it shock the whole dressing room?
Shocked the whole territory.
Right.
He was so in love with that girl, nobody knew he was that much in love with her. He thought it was just somebody he picked up.
All right. What do you think really happened?
You know, there'd be 100 different stories. I don't think he killed her. I think because she had so much cocaine in her system, I think she fell and hit the back of her head because she had that big bruise.
Right.
But there and again, Jimmy had such a temper, you don't know if he got in a fight and hit her.